Before we completed work on the first Medal of Honor, we weren't even sure whether what we were doing was possible. At that time, no one had ever done a first-person shooter for a PlayStation. All we did know was that on the heels of Private Ryan, Stephen wanted an authentic World War II game. Authenticity and the limitation of 250 poly characters and low-res environment, however, don't go easily hand in hand. But for my lead animator, Sonil, to even suggest that realistic weapons and enemies weren't possible, well, those were fighting words. His team did excellent research, though. They really knew their stuff.
What a pioneering time that was. 82% of the time, we were flying on assumptions. And the other 18% was hearsay and guessing. Computer animation was in its infancy then. It wasn't until Jurassic Park 10 that 3D graphics truly leapt from the screen and into your lap. But we in the gaming industry were trying to do our part with realistic animation and intelligent AI. And we had some rather unorthodox methods of gathering our animation reference. Come to think of it, I lost many an animator in those renegade days. The limitations early on in the series meant settling for square-fisted, no-fingered, flat-faced, low-res enemies hiding behind the barrels most of the time. Now, luckily, the engineering team did their best at making the enemies appear as aggressive and intelligent as possible.
Today you can download the WordMap directly into your home to take on hand-to-hand if you wish. Enemies find waypoints and cover right there amongst the love seat and China hutch. But back then, we had all we could do just to keep the enemies from running around in circles, looking stupid. Those days were long, late night, into the morning headaches.
It's gonna be way beyond midnight, I'm telling you.
Whoa. Shush.
Check the bags.
Memory was always the issue. Background artists with the compartment calculations and occlusions, oh, they were always breaking the game.
Ay, nagugutom na ako. Dinner's ready. Come on.
In a minute, Mother. I'm busy.
We were always the black sheep of the family. The backgrounds were never on schedule. The compartments were too big, the collision wasn't working.
I got sick of working miracles. Downright sick of it.
The doorways were too narrow, the textures were screwed up, the posters weren't public domain. The Eiffel Tower needed legal clearance. On and on. Of course, when EA bought the tower in 2016, that pretty much ended the clearance headache for anybody else. We improved it though, added a virtual skateboarding ramp, covered the entire first level of the tower. Sweet.
Then of course there was the audio department who'd been winning award after award for the work on the series. And they of course had a seemingly endless list of requests.
What's this? Yes, they built a sound studio. What's your point? Well, sure, we asked for things. Sure, we made requests. But we had high standards and a quality bar to maintain.
I need interruptible sounds. I need acceleration and deceleration. I need dynamic music.
The Panzerfaust shells didn't edit their own sound effects, you know. But I want to talk about the design. It was the game designers who dictated what we were in need of, not us. And where were they when all these audio requests were allegedly being made?
Put the boogie in your body.
Oh. They wanted panzers, motorcycles, and half-tracks bursting through the wall. Well, you can't make that kind of sound with a kettle and a wooden spoon. Memory. You know what I got? A lousy 250K. Can you convey a friggin' battle with 250K? But it had to be done. It was like spinning straw into gold. Straw into gold, I'm telling you. Well, it was more like straw into half-tracks.
I don't know about the half-tracks or the walls bursting, but I do remember it's the food. Just seems like all we ever did was eat.
Just totally shot that way before.
Scott was always baking something or bringing in brownies. Hey.
What?
What do you got there?
Little cake action.
We're lined up at that roach coach outside. Hang on a second. Yeah, that was a pretty good 5 years or so. Getting fat, if I recall. Yeah, that rocked.
They were Neanderthals, knew nothing about good food. Any one of them would have eaten shoe leather and said, fine, just needed ketchup.
Bacon cheese! Oh, what I wouldn't give for a slice of Scott's banana bread right now. Whatever happened to him?
Scott and Peter, well, their relationship was, well, let's just say that the journey through underground and frontline was sometimes a turbulent one.
Look, it seems to me, though, that we went to the trouble to create the music for those.
It doesn't make any difference to me. I don't know who has final say, but somebody's got to make a decision. That's all I need is one decision.
But within a few years, by the end of Medal of Honor, Falkland Islands, they had found a way to truly coexist. Well, at least 64% of the time. The other 36% of the time, there were still some passionate debates.
No, wait, stop. Wait, no, it doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody go to these centers? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, sure, they went around a bit, but they both wanted the series to be great. The one thing they agreed on was Captain Dye, our military consultant.
I could screw up and not do something I should do, or you can. And there's an extraordinary penalty attached to that. Somebody's going to get naked.
They both knew he was one of the best resources Medal of Honor had access to. And what a tough resource he was. You didn't know what dirt tasted like until you met Captain Dye.
Good boys, the face
Captain Dye? Huge help. Huge. He's still working in Hollywood too.
Captain Dye? Yeah, I took a few lashes from him, but I never mistook a weapon for a gun again. I'll tell you that much.
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I want to come back to this endless request list thing. See, I wasn't the only one making demands. Does anyone remember the D-Day issue? To this day, everyone refuses to talk about it. It's like a big, ugly secret.
Oh, yes, D-Day.
Oh, that.
Don't get me started.
D-Day.
I was off on another prototype at that time. That was Frontline, I think.
Well, I just couldn't take it anymore. I left the business. I was long gone by the time they got to Medal of Honor 9, Electric Boogaloo, or whatever it was. I was shot, you know. I moved back to Wisconsin and I worked in a paper mill for a few years to just sort of vegetate. I did miss the guys though. They were truly a great group.
It's the happiest bat in the world. Do you want to meet it?
Get out of here.
Me and Lionel, we were talking about doing a band thing always. We gotta do
Get that thing out of my face.
Oh, yeah!
Get out of here! What are you?
Oh, but since then I've fallen into a whole new group of guys and dolls, as it were. Back to my first love, the legitimate stage. But let me tell you, all those years that I worked on World War II prepared me for this, because the theater is a real task mistress. We're working on a whole new sort of Capra-esque review for the high school this fall, and it's kind of a Mr. Deeds meets Mr. Smith goes to Wisconsin type thing. It's going to be spectacular. Mike Giacchino. Well, we lost contact with each other. He fell into some pretty scary times. You know, it was clear the night that he won the award for Best Music on Underground that he was in trouble.
Michael scores for Frontline and Allied Assault. Still brought him some accolades, but then he just kind of started phoning it in. I think he lost it. If I remember correctly, his MOH Grenada had a barking seal choir. Clearly, it was over. And I think some tabloids got a hold of him a few years ago, and it was not pretty.
Mr. Giacchino? Michael Giacchino, can we just have one word with you, sir?
No! Get out of
We just have one question.
We just have a couple of questions.
Okay, wait. Sir, one moment.
Truly, those were the best years of our lives, I think, looking back on it. We set out to create something really special, and I think we succeeded.
A reunion? Sure, I'd be up for something like that. Of course, we're all scattered around the country now, or most of us are, well, dead, I guess is the word.
Oh, I would be there 100%.
Can Mother come?
Of course, I'll be there. Tell me when.
It's a barbecue, right?
I don't know. That was a lifetime ago. Besides, hey, that's our opening weekend. And the girls, they need me. Hey, I'm running the light board.
It's been a lot of years since I first started coming to Chino Airport to see one groundbreaking aircraft after another. The same could be said about great people. They are worth going out of your way to be around. My father often said, hire good people and get out of their way. Well, I don't know how well we got out of each other's way, but one thing's for certain. We sure had good people.
Well, it started out great. I mean, you know, those meetings with Steven, those trips to Seattle to record, the great reviews we got, boy. And then the Medal of Honor, one after another. They were fun. But they kept saying, Mike, we're going to get you a movie. You're really good. We're going to get you a movie. And then another Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor Grenada. Medal of Honor Somalia. Medal of Honor what was that one? The Falkland Islands. And when they said, Mike, we got a new Medal of Honor coming up, Medal of Honor Kosovo, I said, that's it. I'm done. That's it. And I just left. Well, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you.
But back then, we had all we could do just to keep the enemies from running around in circles, looking stupid.
Was I in the way? Sorry. That was perfect in the kitchen. Give me the I am an artiste line.
I am an artiste, you know, a serious actor.
My lead, for my lead animator, or
Well, at least 6%.
All right.
Give us an action. Give us an action. We'll take a beat and then we'll go.
All right, Stanley, go.
Look.
Cut.
Now, before we completed work on the first Medal of Honor,
You're gonna run out of tea.
You are actually a really good actor.
I know.
Every time he wakes up, his fat flies out.
before we completed...
Not us. And we were...
Don't hurt yourself. All right, let's just do
Stay in character, you
Are you rolling?
Whoop, and so is the umbrella.
Well, that's all part of the action.
Well, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. That's it, Scott, I'm telling you.